And we're gonna pick right back up with Awat.
Okay.
So, I mean, realistically, relics are strong enough, especially exceedingly powerful ones, that I'm not gonna say that you need to roll to sense it in the building. You know there's one in the building.
Okay.
As to where exactly, that's another matter entirely. But you know there is one in the building, and you're pretty sure if you were to see it, you'd know it.
Okay. So then, in that case, Awat would probably be looking for someone with a mind for not artifacts, antiques, some old things, and try and work his way in that direction.
All right. I'm guessing that means that you're going to kind of peruse the crowd a little bit.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me manipulation plus socialize. Since you're socializing, just trying to get a feel for people. And at the same time, I'm also going to need another roll from you. Pure stamina.
Okay, well, first, manipulate socialize is not a very good roll, so... Oh, I got it. Sweet, 1 success. And then pure stamina, you say?
Yep.
That's a concerning roll. No successes. Oh, no.
All right. So... Okay. So, you're eventually able to find a very wealthy looking individual. His suit is actually somewhat more of a standard suit. However, he's laying down on one of the booths nearby one of the, pretty close to the stage, just at an angle so he can look up and watch the stage. As you're talking with him, he does state that he is generally the auctioneer. Most of these items get auctioned off to either the private individuals here or the group themselves might send him out to, you know, handle certain artifacts, items that they bring back. However, this entire time that he's telling you all of this, he had to beckon you closer because he can't speak above a whisper. His throat just doesn't work. Please go ahead and take the persistent contagion condition.
Oh, no. Okay.
We will discuss that matter later.
Yeah, I'll just write it down. I'll deal it later.
As he's, you know, explaining to you that, you know, he's bought and, you know, handled the trade of several very, very rare things coming from the Middle East. That's about when he literally nearly coughs up a lung directly onto your face.
I got a handkerchief and wipe my face.
But what do you want to know about the stuff?
Well, I'm a collector myself, so I was just wondering, you know, what was available. If you might show me before things go on auction, perhaps I might want to set one aside for myself, and in return, maybe I could go out when people are looking for other antiques and bring something nice back in exchange.
I can't honestly, in good conscience, send you out. You'd break a hip or something. As for As for showing you items, I mean, they're all locked up in our vaults in the back, along with our weapons and ammunitions. But, I mean, we got, they're very, very secure back there. You'll see them at the next auction, guaranteed. Ain't nobody breaking in through our Fort Knox.
And when is the next auction, if I might ask?
We had one, about a week ago. So, probably within the next week or so. And he kind of like forces himself to sit up. You literally see his arms trembling. He's using everything he can to sit up. As he kind of does so, he sighs very, very deeply. They're gonna expect me to host it. Do I say 5? Do I say 5? 5. No, do I say a 10? He starts hacking up as he can't even keep up the speed that he would need to.
Sounds like your voice is going out. Did that start recently? That's bad for an auctioneer.
I mean, any of us that have the world plague, all symptoms tend to be different for each and every individual.
So, no chance I would be able to at least have a look at what's in stock.
Not till the auction, son. He kind of chuckles and then starts coughing as he called you son.
Okay. In that case, what about is the average going price for an auction item?
Oh, it always starts off the same, 5 million.
Okay. And it just goes up from there.
He points at literally somebody that looks bedraggled. They look homeless. He goes, even that fella over there, back before everything collapsed, had a net worth of probably close to 3 trillion.
That's impressive.
Everybody here has bank accounts that deep, or had, I suppose. Most of them pulled their money out of the banks, etc. So, they're sitting on cold hard cash nowadays.
It occurs to me that this cold hard cash, as you put it, is it still useful outside of here?
Sometimes. Depends. I've heard some of the more rural areas aren't hit nearly as badly. Like when you go out into the Midwest, there's entire towns that are still somewhat operating normally, but big cities, everybody's dead. Kind of as you would expect it. Closer proximity. And then he starts hacking up along.
Yes. Close proximity indeed. Well, I thank you for your time and your insights. I look forward to your next auction.
Yeah. Bring your wallet.
And I will walk away. Look for the rest of the group.
At this point, where would Marshall be?
I'd probably be wandering with the rest.
Have you allowed Edmond to get up yet, or is Edmond still being forced to sit?
I let him come. Just
So
in
if you
case anyone tried anything. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, so if you guys are all following Seth, where was Seth heading?
Out to the main section. See who's there.
So after that conversation, you would probably see them making their way into the main area after Edmond had been caught up on everything. The music is pounding. You guys have probably been here for about an hour or two, and it has not slowed down any. And you guys are also pretty sure, as you walk out, you literally see somebody drop dead. And people just start stepping over the body.
Well, friends, what do we seek to gain from these fine gentlemen?
Well, there is a relic here somewhere. I feel it. I can't pinpoint it. I had a chat with their auctioneer. I assume that it's in their vault, and they're going to have an auction in about a week to auction off whatever they have. I've never broken into a vault before.
I don't think any of us have. Unless I'm sorely mistaken, of course.
Vault? By definition, no.
Yes,
But nonetheless, I'm pretty sure we saw their vaults coming in.
What I'm thinking now is maybe there's the lesser of two evils. There's our friend back home who her vault door is little concerned.
Are you wanting to bring her here?
I'm thinking that potentially, and of course, history between us isn't good, but obviously, and I invite your opinions, but us and them, we have the same purpose ultimately. We could, if we were all to work as a single unit rather than this rather childish competition, then potentially we could all see our...
It might...
Seth, my boy. I know she's fairly good looking, but she shot you.
I'm fully aware.
And you heard the old man. You heard him translate what they were doing in there.
Yes, she may be trying to do the same thing that we are, but her master is not trying to do the same thing our masters are.
Oh, we have obviously there's always space for a competition of my god is bigger than yours.
If she was capable of being trusted and worked with, do you not think our associates in 0 Hour would have reached out to her as well?
Just that.
She
Just a
introduced
thought.
herself with murder.
No, absolutely. I'm fully aware, but like I say, just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
Well, how about instead of throwing the spaghetti, you throw a stick of dynamite, because that's what we're going to need.
I think that might be rather obvious, and we are rather outnumbered.
Well, they say a gun is the great equalizer. I find explosives are a far greater equalizer.
I feel like it's at this point that there's a group of about 5 people that come out from the back. One of them you recognize as the doctor that you guys spoke with. He is currently about in the middle of the pack. Everybody else that was walking out, everybody roll me intelligence plus firearms.
Ain't got no firearms, but I'll roll anyway.
Oh
Nope.
wait, do I have a wound penalty anymore?
It's been
30
an hour.
minutes.
It's been an hour, so that's 2 for you, right?
Like,
2 lethal.
has it been an hour since I've been beaten to almost to death?
It was an hour since you have arrived, so probably about 30 minutes, so you would be down.
I believe in the 1 dice.
Let's go 1 die, guys. Ah,
Not this time.
How much do you know about guns?
Oh.
That is exactly what I...
A lot, apparently.
Okay,
there's a fair bit.
so Seth and Marshall, you're the ones that are able to identify the 50 cals that are coming out. One is literally walking out with a... he looks like one of the bouncers. He literally has a minigun that he's carrying out. One of them seems to be carrying some sort of RPG. You're not exactly sure of the model, but it's certainly new military tech, all of this. This is not antiquated by any stretch. This is modern military gear that they're bringing out, which is probably why Edmond is not super familiar with some of this stuff.
Back in my day, we used the M2. That was all we needed. You needed to put a lot of lead down range, you got the M2 Browning. You needed it on a plane, you put it on a plane. You needed it on a truck, you put it on a truck.
We had horses and spears.
I think wars are won with sheer devastation.
And they're literally just marching through this area, just straight towards the front door. You can also
try and get the doctor's attention.
Yes.
Not you.
Not yours. The
Quote unquote.
hacksaw drill doctor.
he kind of gives you one of these.
Just
As
what I.
As he,
Just what do you. What's your target? A naval base?
oh, you guys don't know. Oh yeah, a lot of people don't know. There's a werewolf out there. We're gonna have some fun.
How common knowledge are werewolves?
Around here, everybody knows.
Sorry. Question to GM: Is it like one of those things that's still
Yeah,
werewolf?
it's still something that honestly most people would never have heard of.
Okay, so despite believing in the rituals to resurrect an ancient god,
Werewolf sounds ridiculous.
I'd know, right? Sounds like hunter.
werewolf.
Yes, actually, speaking of that, Brown, yes, you are one of those that would be in the know about werewolves, vampires, and all that type of stuff, being part of a former member of Task Force Valkyrie.
Okay, yeah, now I get it. Honestly, you might not even have enough. Considering.
What? You don't think that? And he literally pulls out a 50 caliber round made from pure silver. You don't think this is enough?
I mean, maybe if there's one of them, but where there's one, there's usually many.
Points to the guy with the minigun. What do you think that thing's full of?
You're gonna ruin your barrels, friends. There's a reason we shoot with lead and brass.
Yeah, there is a reason. I'm sure of it. However, target doesn't go down with lead. We got some gunsmiths in here. They're admittedly a mite better than us when it comes to fixing what needs fixing.
Gunsmith ain't gonna help you when your rifle jams in the jungle.
Well, we ain't in the jungle now, are we?
Matter of speech. My apologies. I don't think I ever left.
He kind of shrugs and he goes, well, we need silver rounds to put this thing down, so we're doing silver rounds. Without any more words being spoken, he's gonna catch back up with the group. And they make their way out of the club.
Well,
Right, well, now's probably the time that we would make our move normally.
Yes.
Alas, no plan yet.
But we know they have quite a lot of firepower in their midst. Are you
So
sure?
figure out which vault has the explosives.
I don't think we should be considering this. I mean, that's a fraction of them. How many were there? Like 5, you said.
5.
Still leaves the majority here.
You see the lot of them? That guy's coughing up blood in his beer.
We could speed that process up, perhaps.
What do you mean?
Let's be honest. This place is hell on earth, right? So, if we might be able to get rid of them without direct conflict, that would be ideal. Because I don't want to be on the receiving end of whatever they walked out that door with.
Absolutely, but I think we might need something a bit more subtle.
Lead in the water. Actually, it's been a long time. What about gas in the vents?
I mean,
I know
How
a
do you
thing
think
or
it will
two
work?
still.
We would still need to be able to get into the vaults after the fact.
You don't think they have a key somewhere? If there's no key, we'd have all the time in the world. It's not like the police.
they're a combination, aren't they? They're the big wheels on them.
Yeah.
It seems like they might be combination.
Actually, are those vaults in like a well, actually, I guess I can just ask when I walked past them. Do they look like manual or like an electronic lock?
They had the big gear.
Yeah, like so it's a complete manual.
As far as you can tell, you don't really have any way to be 100% certain you haven't done the necessary legwork.
All right.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
So with that, what's the current plan? As obviously the party somewhat wound down a little bit when they came through, but it has turned right back up as soon as they've left the building.
thoughts? Anyone?
Well, I would have to disagree with Edmond. We do not have all the time in the world. The world is dying.
Right.
The quicker we get through this setback, the better.
Well, then if you want quick, then we're going to have to be a bit bold with our action. We can't afford to then sit around here for months, moseying up the ranks until we're granted access to the vault.
Absolutely.
I agree.
We need a plan, and whether that is take out the establishment, blackmail their leader,
But
or
what?
blow up
I think
the
it's-
wall and make our escape in the night.
I don't think we can blackmail the leader. I think he quite freely airs his dirty laundry.
Well, then we'll have to use more persuasive blackmail. A gun.
I have
Very simple.
a
don't
way
think-
to
I
make
don't
him.
think firearms and brutality are the way forward on this. We are grossly outnumbered. They have artillery at their disposal.
All right. Well, let's find some cleaning supplies. We'll pour some bleach in the alcohol and move on with our day.
I think they'll notice pretty early on that, you know, the alcohol doesn't exactly taste like it used to.
All right. We just, it's home concoction. That's what we'll say. No, very well. What's doctor? You're the medical man. What's a fast-acting silent poison?
I mean,
Something.
just ate
Something.
one cyanide.
All right. Do you have any cyanide? How do we make cyanide, doctor? I can only make chlorine gas. Mustard
see.
gas ain't gonna help us here.
I do have to point out that you are discussing this in the middle of the main entertainment
yeah.
area.
Music's bumping, they can't hear us.
True.
How would we obtain cyanide in Minecraft? Of course.
If
All right,
anyone,
so we just need a bunch
if
of
anyone
apples,
pays,
you know?
oh,
Just grab all the seeds, grind it down, and then see how much cyanide we can get from that.
do you know how many apples you would need? I think you.
A lot.
A lot, yeah.
I mean,
Very well. And
With that-
there's nothing to be gained from standing around in this room unless anyone would like to grab a drink.
the obvious one, that's something we can make ourselves, provided we can obviously get the necessary ingredients, would be ricin. Deadly if inhaled. Of course, we need gas masks at some point, but
Edmond, that takes you back.
Back in the day.
It's about, as you guys continue to conversate, eventually one of the dancers does make their way over. Can I interest any of you gentlemen in a dance? Or something maybe more extravagant? You guys seem to be having a very serious discussion over here. I can help take the edge off.
thank you, but yes, it's a rather serious matter.
All the more so to get your mind off of it.
No, it's
And at this point, she produces a small bag of white powder that she kind of shakes from what is honestly a
Where?
she still has a top type thing on, if you want to call it that. Micro bikini is probably a more apt word.
No, I'm
Is that
not
crack
me,
in
but
your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
It's cocaine, honey. I'm not giving out the hard stuff that you'd have to pay for.
Well,
perhaps in another life, if I was some kind of devil-may-care musician. References.
yes, I'm afraid my heart is not what it used to be. I don't think it could keep up with you.
Yeah, and I need to be, focused for, I don't want to have any accidents when I'm cutting people's legs off, I guess. Whatever you guys do here.
Oh, honey, they're not going to be back for another couple of hours. It'll wear off by then. Come on. And now she's specifically looking at Edmond and Marshall.
I'll pass.
Fruit nicotine's the only thing that does it these days. Believe me, I've tried.
Boo, you're no fun. And she kind of struts away, trying to find other, more willing individuals.
That's not even a lie. What's the point in it if it doesn't even get you high, I'm getting distracted.
Yeah.
Yes, what were we discussing? Yes, the...
Alright, so we need a subtle means of, he looks around, getting what we want.
So we have...
If we wait a week and we have cash as they want, we can buy the relic. Maybe.
I mean, what type of cash are we talking here?
He said they started around, what did he say, 5 million?
Yeah, no chance in hell.
And all of us
5
together.
billion rupees by any chance?
That's a good knowledge.
Although I don't understand the way the world is now, why they're so concerned with money. If it were me, I'd go back to the bartering system. It's much more accurate.
They have to admit that they lost power, Let's start from square one.
But again, that will take at least a week. And a resource that we don't have or really have much need for.
Absolutely. I think the only option that we'd have there would be to go with Edmond's rather fiery retribution.
Another idea crosses my mind. Do you think it might be possible to tap into our late friend's reserves of wealth? I'm sure he would be... I'm sure beyond the grave he would smile upon it. It is a task befitting of, his purpose. So, something like that. Not trying to take the moral high ground for robbing a dead man. But... alas, I'm not sure there's anyone to call the bank, and I don't think they have the funds to do a deposit.
I don't know.
You were a long-term friend of him. Oh, wait, do you know his bank information? Do you know his social?
Unfortunately, I do not. By the time I knew what a bank was, that was only one lifetime ago, he did not deign to inform me of that information.
with that, a few more of the individuals have come up. They just seem to be more interested in the new people. Introducing themselves. Most of them have names that literally are like Jeffrey McConnell the Fourth, Esquire. Seems like they still use Old English titles and the like. If it's bluster or not, you can't be 100% sure, but each one of them is wearing suits that literally are more money than most of you made in an entire 10 years.
So, yeah, when there's a yeah, just kind of just talk to them, sort of keeping that little bit of a distance, but enough to at least not annoy them.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Mummy the Curse 2nd Edition Final Hours, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener. And if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, in the fading memories of this dying world, can we discover a way to survive?